Okay, everybody, welcome to the call. My name is Eric Johnson, creator and CEO of Teamzy. I'm very excited to be with you all tonight. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take you guys through Teamzy. I'll show you how to set it up, how to do a power hour. And by power hour, I mean how easy it would be to connect with 20 people in 15 minutes. Okay? I'm going to show you how to do that, start conversations with people, how to take those conversations to invite them to your business, how to follow up on those invitations like a pro, and track it all in Teamzy as you go, okay? And the coolest part is that all of that DMO can be done in less than an hour a day with Teamzy, so it's gonna save you tons of time, not to mention give you the roadmap of what to actually do. But before I jump into that, I need to teach you a little bit about relationship marketing. Relationship marketing is the philosophy Teamzy is based on, and it's a system. It's a philosophy and a system that's been developed over 16 years by my business partner, Mike Lopez, and I, and Teamzy's built on top of that. So I'm gonna teach you a little bit so you understand how Teamzy works and why it's gonna help you in your business. And then once you get into the tool, you'll see how easy it is to do. Sound good? At the end, I'll do Q&A, so if you have questions, you can ask me anything at the end. I'll be happy to answer them. Also, if you really feel the spirit move you and you wanna unmute and ask me something in the middle, that's okay. But if it can wait to the end, that's perfect. Okay, and I don't mind you guys using the chat to talk amongst yourselves or to comment, and all that, that's fine. But I'm just not gonna be reading it, okay? All right, let's do this. So first off, I wanna share with you this. How to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. How to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. How many of you were at conference last week? Is that last week? It seems like it was yesterday, doesn't it? I got to meet Tirzah there in person, which was pretty cool. It was awesome. It's the first time I've ever been to a Juice Plus conference, and I have to say it was amazing. So, and I've been to conferences for other companies, and they're not like this. So for those of you who have not experienced other network marketing companies and you're wondering if the grass is greener, it's not. It's not greener. Okay, so how to leverage relationship marketing and become a power hour boss. Little background on my background. I come from a career of business coaching and consulting. I've been helping people build their business by relationship marketing for 16 years. And not in direct sales, just in other industries, primarily real estate, mortgage people, small business owners, things like that. I fell into direct sales by accident. I found some products that really helped me. And I was excited. I was excited about what they were doing for my life. How many of you, that's you? Yeah. And so when I realized the opportunity was pretty darn good. I mean, what an opportunity. For almost no investment, except for time, you get to build a business that could be 7 figures in several years. It's crazy, right? I saw it as a great opportunity. My problem was I had a full-time career and I have 4 kids and a dog, and I just didn't have very much extra time. In fact, I figured out that I had maybe 1 hour a day. And so I needed to figure out how to implement my relationship marketing system in my business in 1 hour a day. So I started looking for tools that would help me leverage my time. And I didn't find anything good. That's why we built Teamzy. So there's a little shortcut on what happened and why there's a Teamzy, because I knew if I couldn't be the only person who only had 1 hour a day to work on my business. So we built something that would let us do it. But let's jump back into relationship marketing. What is relationship marketing? A lot of people think that relationship marketing is just selling stuff to your friends, right? And this is the reason why a lot of people don't want to join your teams, because they're worried that they're just going to have to go sell stuff to their friends, and that makes them feel icky. But I want you to know that that is not what relationship marketing is. Relationship marketing is a system that allows you to deepen relationships. It means that your marketing plan is building relationships. Does that make sense? But it's more than just doing it kind of willy-nilly. You have to follow a system so that people don't fall through the cracks. But first and foremost, you need to understand that relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. That's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. A lead generation system is the first thing a business owner decides to implement in their business, right? So you're business owners, and you have to figure out which lead generation system will you use to create business for yourself. I happen to believe relationship marketing is the best and most effective one, and it's more fun. You're never gonna feel icky, which is kind of cool. So here's a principle. You're in the lead generation business. Your business is not marketing Tower Gardens or Juice Plus. your business is lead generation. It doesn't matter how busy you were today, how many customers you signed or distributors you recruited. If you're not doing the work that generates new leads, you didn't build your business today. Okay, and it's a mindset. You have to get that mindset from the get-go. But here's the next principle. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. In other words, we need to generate leads, meet people, so that we can build relationships with them. We need to meet people so we can build relationships with them. That's how you sum up these two principles. It's that simple. Meet people so you can build relationships with them. Now, of course, we're going to show you how to do that systematically. Why do we need relationships? Because relationships we're going to turn into advocates. We're going to turn relationships into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. Okay, we're going to turn relationships into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. Every sales approach in this business that I've come across is focused on generating a sale or a recruit, right? But I want you to know, if you're focused on building advocates, you'll generate sales and recruits, but many, many more, and a huge stream of them. Okay, because an advocate is someone who's excited about something and tells others about it. Involuntarily, right? You guys are advocates for lots of different products, things that you love. Tirzah is an advocate for Teamzy. God bless you for that, by the way. Thank you. I don't pay her. She's excited about it, and so she tells people about it. And that's what I want you guys to build in your business, is an army of advocates excited about your mission and bringing people to it, okay? So here's the next principle. This is a big one. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. In other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't gonna work, okay? If you're a jerk, this ain't gonna work. And there are jerks in our business, unfortunately. Has anyone come across somebody in network marketing that's a bit shady? Absolutely, and that's why people are skeptical, and that's why people are sometimes, they're just freaked out by the thought of network marketing. Because a lot of what's been done has been a violation of trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust, absolutely. Everything you do has to be authentic, it has to be real, and you can't do anything disingenuous. Okay, but here's the good stuff. Trust makes the work fun. If somebody trusts you even just a little bit, you don't have to convince them, you don't have to sell them, you can get right to helping them. Okay, also trust takes the ickiness out. That feeling of being an icky salesperson that so many of you desperately want to avoid, you will not have to worry about that when you're building trust. Okay, there's no icky on either end, and you get to go for yes. So instead of going for no, which so many people in this industry teach, we're going for yes. We're building for yeses, and we're building advocates along the way. So how do you build trust? This is actually something you can do systematically. And I'm going to share with you the 4 essential ingredients to building trust tonight. So make sure you're taking notes. I'll go through them quickly, then I'll break them out. The 4 essential ingredients to building trust are chemistry. Number 1, chemistry. Number 2 is character. Okay, character. Number 3 is competence. And number 4 is consistency. Okay, consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. All right. So let's talk about chemistry. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? This one's pretty simple. Look, people don't want to do business with someone they don't like, right? And people prefer to do business with a friend. So figure out what you have in common. You have something in common with everyone. You just need to ask you a few questions and figure it out so you can build that chemistry. And one thing to avoid is anything that's divisive. Okay? So don't be divisive. If you have strong opinions, just remember that your life is now your business. Okay? So things like that, I recommend you keep that private unless you know somebody who shares that opinion so that you can help as many people as possible. Make sense? Okay, number 2, character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Please notice something about this definition of character. You don't have it. You don't have character. You do it. Character is something you do. It's not something you have. We think of it as something we have, and we are offended if somebody questions it. But the truth is, it's our job to demonstrate it and to live it out every day. And you need to be intentional about your character. You have to think about how you communicate, what you do, how you help people, how you don't help people, right? That also demonstrates your character. How you drive your car. This is a joke. I always tell people how you drive your car demonstrates your character. Don't put Juice Plus stickers on your car and then drive like a maniac, right? Or raging. I just literally just walked in the door from Costco with my kids. We went to Costco to pick up some things for the holiday this weekend. And as we were walking, my son is 9, my daughter's 7. Those are the only two. I only take 2 with me at a time because I'm not a mom. Moms can handle all of them. I just handle half of them. So we're walking in, and there was a woman who had just finished unloading her car, and she was a very long walk from the cart return. And so I sent Cruz over, my son. I said, why don't you go over and tell that woman that we'll take her cart for her. And so he went over and got it, and then we're pushing it, and he says, why did we do that? I said, because it helped her. And it didn't, and we were there. He's like, oh, okay, just asking, right? But my point is character is when you demonstrate your care in everything you do, the way you post on social, the way you interact with people, because you are your business, okay? Character, build trust with character, show it in everything you do. Number 3, competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. I need to know, can you help me with my problem? Do you know about your product? Can you help me? Are you competent? When I tell you my challenges, are you able to offer me a solution based on your knowledge? Because if I'm going to be your customer, I need to know that. Number 2, the second piece of this is, do you understand this business enough to mentor me in it? Should I join your team? Are you competent? Now, obviously, some people on this call are pretty new, and you may not have that competence yet, but you need to make it a quest to gain that competence, to learn, okay? To learn as much as you can about everything that you need to be an expert in what you're doing. Now, when you're new and you don't have the competence, the last thing I want you to do is fake it. Some of you may have heard someone say, fake it till you make it. Have you ever heard that before? Don't fake it. Okay, don't fake it. You need to be honest. You need to be authentic, and just let people know you're new and you don't know anything. Yes, that's the first half. The second half is, but lean into your team, lean into your upline. Let them know, I'm new, but I'm connected to the most knowledgeable people in this industry. I'm one text message away from the answer to any question you can come up with. When you join my team, together we'll plug in to the amazing leadership and training that's part of this team. Together, we're going to fast track. We'll walk that stage together. Okay? So new people lean into your team. Leaders, let your new people lean into you and make sure that they're not out there faking it, especially to their friends and family, because those people have seen you put your pants on backwards and they don't believe that you're competent yet until you've demonstrated it over some time. Okay? All right. Chemistry, character, competence. There's a little principle set that underlies these before we jump to number 4 that I want to share with you, and that's this. If somebody's going to do business with you, they really only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? These are the unanswered questions of your customers' hearts. Okay? They want to know these things. Once they feel really good about these 3 things, then the sky's the limit. You can help them with anything. They'll follow you anywhere. Make sense? And so in the beginning, you'll have to overcome objections because they won't know all these about you yet. Over time, as you work on the relationship, you'll build that trust. Okay. Number 4, consistency. Consistency. Consistency is pretty dang important to building trust, isn't it? Right? No, honey, I promise I'll never do it again. Sure, you won't. Right? You got to prove it. You have to prove it. You have to be consistent. That's how you build trust, right? How many of you have raised kids? Well, was it pretty important to be consistent, to get your kids to trust you, that you mean what you say? Absolutely, it's huge. I love this principle that people respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. Not only does being consistent build trust, but it actually draws people to you. People love being around consistent and dependable people. How many of you are pretty consistent taking your Juice Plus and living your healthy lifestyle? Good. And posting it on social, sharing your story with others? Do you find that people sometimes tell you that you inspire them? Have you guys ever heard that from somebody, that you inspire them? Isn't it a bit strange and humbling when that happens? What is it about you that inspires them? I mean, I know you're trying to create something amazing, but at the end of the day, you're a normal person like everybody else, right? But what's inspiring people is your consistency. They see that consistency. They're like, wow, look at how this person has turned their life around. Look at what they're doing on a daily basis. I wish I could do that. So consistency draws people to you. This is a principle, by the way, from a great book that I always recommend on this call, on this training. If you haven't read it, put it on your list. If you plan to be a leader in this industry, you should read this book, Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion. It looks like this, at least the printing that I have looks like this, by Robert Cialdini. Any of you a little bit nerdy? You like the nerdy books? This is a little bit heady because it's a social science book. So it's kind of, cites a lot of studies and things like that, but man, is it fascinating. Man, is it fascinating. How to influence people, what influences them. And being consistent is one of the number one influencers in human beings, the desire to be consistent, right? That's where peer pressure comes from. The desire to be consistent with the group around you. That's where failure comes from. The desire to be consistent with people who are bad influences around us, right? The desire to fit in when everybody's eating donuts at the office and you really want to go eat a celery stalk. Like those kinds of things, right? That consistency can go either way for us. Anyways, that's a great book. Influence, Psychology, Persuasion. So how are you guys doing with your relationships? Are you as consistent with staying in touch with people as you are taking your Juice Plus every day, living your lifestyle out, sharing on social? And I know the answer. I'm sorry. It's really not fair of me because that's why you're here talking to me about relationships, because I know you're not consistent with your relationships. But this is the checkup from the neck up, as Zig Ziglar would say. Because here's the principle. People won't believe you until they see you. People won't believe you till they see you. What do I mean by this? So you're out there sharing your life, sharing your business, right? Sharing your journey. And this, I can see your post right now in my mind's eye. It's like, oh my gosh, just got back from an amazing girls' trip to Sacramento with my favorite people, my tribe. What an incredible time we had with all the great photos. How many of you guys were in Sacramento? Let me see your hands. You've seen the post, those of you who weren't there, right? And it's like, come join me. Who wants to join our tribe? This is going to be amazing. Come be with us, right? And what happens is, all the people in your tribe like the post, right? And then a couple new people will like it. It's like, yeah, tell me more about it, which is a home run. You got a couple people interested, great. But what about the 2,000 other people that you're friends with on social that didn't comment or like on that post? What are they doing? Have you guys wondered that on posts? Yeah. Here's what I'll tell you. I believe they're watching. I believe they're watching. They're watching you and they're seeing your thing. Some of them are really happy for you. Some of them are waiting to see if you do something with this or not. But they're watching you. They're watching you like you are a TV show. They don't feel like they're part of the show. They're part of the audience. Does this make sense? They don't believe you. When you say join my team, they don't believe that invitation is for them because they haven't heard from you since high school. Why would they believe you? Does this make sense? You have to understand relationship building is a contact sport. It's a contact sport. You have to be in contact with people. You got to be in regular contact with people. Okay? In fact, I believe you should be in contact with every single human being you know on a regular basis. If that seems daunting, don't worry. Teamzy is built to help you do that. I'll explain that in a minute. But here's a principle. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Make sure you write that one down. That's the central principle of tonight. We're going to jump into Teamzy in a second. First, I just want to give you a quick example on this. If you guys are here, turn your cameras on for this one. if you're dressed. Had one once where the husband walked across the background after the shower naked. Didn't know. It's a challenge when you're in the bedroom with your laptop. Okay, luckily it was a quick one. It was like a streaker, but we stopped and laughed for a few minutes and he was really embarrassed. Okay, so anyhow, let's talk about this principle. Investing time and connecting with people is the way to deepen a relationship. How many of you have ever received an amazing card from somebody you care about, like a card that has a handwritten message in it, and when you read it, it really moved you, you know? Anybody like a total sucker for these things like me? Usually the man's supposed to be the one that's like, whatever, give me my present, but I'm the one that loves the cards. My wife's like, you're such a baby. I love getting a good card. Now, when you get a card like that, and it's amazing how a handwritten message can really move you, isn't it? It could be somebody that tells you they love you every day, but when they write you a message, it like really gets you. How many of you, after you receive a card like that, has anyone not received a card like that? Is there anybody here? All right, so this is what you do. If you have never received one, I want you to put your address in the chat. We'll send you one. We'll send you one. Okay. When you get a card like this, how many of you, once you've read it, just crumble it up and throw it in the trash can right away? Nobody's been watching Marie Kondo's show on how to clean out your house? No? Maybe you have, but you kept those. We tend to hold on to cards like this many times for our entire lives. Often, when we pass away, that's the one thing that's cherished by our family, are the cards and letters that were sent to us. It has a lingering value, lingering impact. You know, I've got a couple that are really precious to me that I keep in my Bible. I know that, you know, when I'm gone, my kids will find those in that Bible. They'll know how much their mom loved me, right? Cool, right? I mean, we all do this kind of thing. So here's a question for you. Has anyone ever received one of these? This is a happy birthday postcard. This one's from my life insurance representative. He sent me a postcard on my birthday. You guys ever get one of these? Maybe the dentist. My dog gets one from the vet, right? Because you can have a healthy dog, but eventually the vet gets all your money at the end. So yeah, this was a nice thing. Was this nice to get a birthday card from him? Yeah, it was nice. Does this go in the special place? How many of you throw these away once you get them? These go right in the trash. They don't have any value. You know what's funny? All right, well, I know you already get the point. This has no value because it required no time. There was no investment of time. Time is the most valuable thing we have. We all have the same amount of it. It is a resource that's all we have. Somebody invests time, it's valuable. This took no investment of time. And this is not personal. It's bulk mailing. This is not to me. This is to everyone who has a life insurance policy with him. Does that make sense? Personal contact, investment of time. That's how a relationship is deepened. I actually got the same card from him last year, and he doesn't know that I kept it because I actually kept it to demonstrate on calls. And then I got the same one with the same message the next year. Right? Bulk mailing. It has some value for him from a business. He probably gets 2 or 3 contracts out of that bulk mailing. Just like when you do a post on social, it has some value. You get 2 or 3 people, that's great. But you have to know that as you want to really build relationships, you got to connect one-on-one. And I don't mean that you have to be writing cards, handwritten cards all day long, and that's all you do in your business, though you should make an effort to do that whenever you can, okay? But just messaging somebody on Facebook individually or texting them individually, reaching out one-on-one just for a couple of seconds has the power to make somebody's day in a big way. And then they know you are meaning what you say and you are inviting them, okay? All right, let's jump back into Teamzy. Let me show you how this sets up. Oh, I think I have one more slide. So the bottom line is you need a system. You got to have a system to do this. You can't just say, yes, I want to build relationships and then go about it willy-nilly. It has to be a system. You have to have a way to stay in contact with all your relationships. Why? Because we're building relationships with all of them. Because every single person that has a human body can benefit from your product, right? Yeah. Know when to contact them. So you're not spending all day trying to figure out who should be on your list, who you should reach out to today. And then you end up, what most people end up doing is they end up talking to the same 15 people all the time, wondering why the business is stuck. Know what to say so you're not staring at the screen all day long trying to figure out the perfect message. How am I going to perfectly message this person to just, light their world on fire? No, just know what to say so you can move quickly. And then make sure that nobody ever falls through the cracks. Make sure that nobody ever falls through the cracks. If you hang with me to the end of tonight's training, I will show you how 80% of the leads in our business are falling through the cracks. 80%. It's crazy, right? I know. It's kind of like, I want the people that you're dropping. Just send them to me. I'll help them. Funny story. I was at an event one time, and one of the top people is a different network. This is when I was still building my own business in direct sales. One of the top leaders, she was talking about, she generated all these new people all the time. And basically, if she followed up 3 times and they didn't respond, she was like, next. And I was like, can I have the list of the people you followed up 3 times with, please? Because they're losers, right? They're losers. Can I have them? I'm going to explain to you guys. 80% of people need 7 to 10 follow-ups before they'll buy anything. Seriously, that would have been a great list. She can give it to me. Okay, let's jump into Teamzy. This is going to be fun. Somewhere here. All right, so first off, before I do this, who's using Teamzy already? How many of you are already using Teamzy? Okay, great. So you guys are going to learn some new stuff. And let me see the people who haven't seen Teamzy yet. Okay, so for those of you who aren't using Teamzy yet, here's what you need to do. You go to teamzy.com/JP and you start your free trial. There's a free 30-day trial of Teamzy. It's free for 30 days, full access. Okay, you don't have to do a credit card or anything. I want you to have full access for a month so that you can get to use it and generate some income. Okay? After your free trial is up, after 30 days, you have an option to subscribe to Teamzy and continue using it. And as Juice Plus distributors, you got a huge discount because corporate came to us and negotiated a discount 34% off the normal price for you, and put their seal of approval on this system for you, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so once you log into Teamzy for the first time in your free trial, this is what it's going to look like. You'll be inside the setup wizard. Okay, so the setup wizard is designed to really help you set up Teamzy and make it super easy. Tirzah, you and some of the folks who are already using it, this may look new because we just redid this, made it simpler. Okay, so you come on through here and there's a little video from me welcoming you. Great. You can get messenger updates from Facebook so that you can get little tips and tricks during your free trial. You can do that. Just click send me the updates. Okay. So now what we're going to do on this page is set an income goal. You see this little slider? You just put it on the income level you'd like to be at a year from now. Right? Where do you want to be? My goal was 150,000, so I'm going to put it right there. Notice as I slide it, it changes the amount of people I need to connect with each day. Okay? Teamzy takes that goal and it tells you what to do daily to hit it. That's pretty cool, right? How many of you just want to know what to do in your business to get to your goal? Now you know. Teamzy will tell you exactly what to do. So you can see that in my case, it's recommending I connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 distributors on my team every day. Okay? Cool. All right, let's hit continue. So whatever your goal is, hit continue and we're ready to rock. The next step is getting all your contacts into Teamzy. I want them all in Teamzy, in one place organized. Teamzy lives in the cloud, which means that it's always available to you as long as you have your phone nearby. How many of you ever get far from your mobile phone? None of us get far from our mobile phone. We freak out. We freak out now. It's become an essential piece of our life, which is cool, which means Teamzy will always be in your pocket. So you're going to get your back office, your team into Teamzy, your customers into Teamzy, your Facebook friends list. You can import the whole thing into Teamzy, which is cool. And these little buttons will give you instructions on how to do it. So if you're like me and you need a step-by-step through this tech stuff, it'll show you how to do it, okay? It's pretty easy. So once we get everybody into Teamzy, one place organized, you're no longer chasing those little pads of paper or sticky notes or spreadsheets you don't update. Or if you're like me, I'm always at Marshall's buying these beautiful little journals that I fill in like 2 pages of notes and then I can never find them again. All right, I have a drawer full of journals with 2 pages written in. So now everything will be in one place, electronic, in your phone. Pretty cool. All right, I'm going to skip that for now. Now, for those of you who have any sort of tech aversion, like you're worried about being able to do this, it's really easy to get help with Teamzy. If you're the kind of person who likes to help yourself, then jump over to our help center. on the left side. There's tons of FAQs and tutorial videos and things like that. If you want somebody to help you, just click this help button that floats on the bottom right and just ask for help. The team will answer any of your questions. They'll even do it for you. They can get you on a one-on-one Zoom, take control of your computer and get it done for you. Pretty cool, right? So do not worry about that. Okay, so now that we've got our goal set, we've got our contacts in, there's really one more step we need to do for setup before we can crush a power hour, and that is to rank and label our contacts, okay? So this kind of explains it to you, but I'm gonna do it for you. I'm gonna explain it to you as we go. So what we're gonna do is, it takes you to the team page in Teamzy. The team page is where your whole list lives, all the people that are in Teamzy, okay? It's like your full Rolodex. And it toggles on these stars. See all the little stars next to people's names? This is just like rating a pizza on Yelp. Okay, 5 stars is awesome, 1 star is not awesome. This is really important though, because if you want to prioritize time, you have to prioritize relationships. Okay, the star system helps Teamzy create your list for you. So you never have to plan with Teamzy. You just turn it on and start connecting. It tells you who's up next. The stars tell you how often somebody's going to come up. Okay, this is important because let's say you have 2,000 people that you know, and there's 100 of them that you know really well. The problem is if you don't prioritize those 100, you may not even talk to them for 6 months. They may be buried down in your list. Does that make sense? You need to talk to those people more often, so you give them a higher rank so that Teamzy knows to pull them up first, okay? So the way this works is you just scroll down and you just click on them to change someone's rank. That's it. Everybody will start out as a 3-star automatically, so you really only have to look for the 4s and 5s to get started. So let me explain to you what these ranks mean. A 5-star is somebody most likely to become a customer or distributor, and they are going to show up on your list every 30 days. These are also your best friends, your closest family. They show up on your list every 30 days. Okay, you're going to get a reminder, not to sell them or pitch them, just to say hi, just to connect, okay, and to make their day. I call it the make someone's day mindset. I want you to live in the make someone's day mindset. Forget trying to sell, forget trying to recruit, and get focused on making someone's day. Okay, this is how we start conversations without burning bridges and chasing people away. A 4-star is somebody likely to become a customer or distributor with a little bit of nurturing, or an existing customer or distributor who's a consistent performer. 4-star people are going to show up every 60 days, okay? This is also where you put your friends and family, not your closest circle, but your friends and family. They show up 4 stars. Every 60 days, they come up on your list. 3 stars could go either way. They show up every 90 days, right? You don't know what a 3-star is going to do yet, so they show up every 90 days. Most of your list will be 3 stars, which is great. It helps you cycle through a big list. 2 stars getting colder 120 days. Do you guys get this? The more stars, the more often they come up, okay? Keep in mind, this is important because 80% of your business comes from 20% of your relationships. That's the 80-20 rule, right? Have you heard that before? Yeah. Okay, so now we're ready to do a power hour. We've got everything set up. I'm gonna go back to the dashboard, and just notice right here, this box up here, by the way, is just stuff to help you when you're new. It has your steps to set up your Teamzy, different demos and things you can do, okay? So now we're gonna look here at my dashboard, see where it says today's activities. These are the goals that we set and set up, okay? 9 prospects, 6 customers, 4 distributors. That was based on my income goal. It also defaults to 3 invites and 3 ads. An invite, by the way, is when I'm specifically gonna invite someone to join my team or to buy my products or to come to an event where they're gonna learn about it, okay? Invites are specific to getting a sale at the end of it, as opposed to just connecting, which is having a nice conversation with somebody. And then, so I want to do 3 of those a day. Out of my 19 connects, I want to do 3 invites. And then ads, that's new people that I'm meeting and putting in Teamzy. Okay, I want to get in the habit of doing that every day. Now, if you need to edit these goals, see where it says edit daily goals? You can click that, and it takes you to this section in your settings, so you can change your income goal if you want. And then you can specifically change these goals just by writing over them. So for those of you with no distributors and no customers, you might want to make these 0s and put all of it on prospects. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. So we're all set up. Now we're going to do a power hour. See the power hour module in the middle? This is designed to help you do all your connecting while being super focused and get it done super, super efficiently. Lots of supers in there. You guys ready? Let me show you how to do this. So my Power Hour has 4 lists: prospects, customers, distributors, and follow-ups. Go in order from left to right, okay? Go in order from left to right: prospects, then customers, then distributors, then follow-ups. What'll happen is you'll get a bunch of follow-ups and you'll want to do those first because you feel like they're closer to a sale, but you cannot skip the prospecting or you will run out of people in your pipeline, okay? So this tells me who's up next. The right-hand side is where I log the conversation as I go. So the first person on my list is Tirzah. So now I'm going to reach out to her. Now what happens a lot is somebody comes up here and you go, oh man, I've never talked to this person, or I haven't talked to this person in 15 years. What the heck am I going to say? Has that ever happened to you guys? And here's what I want you to do. Do not overthink this, okay? I'm going to give Tirzah 3 seconds of my life, and it's up to her to respond and make it be more of it, okay? Now, what I'm going to do so that I don't get stuck trying to think of what to say to her is I'm going to go to scripts. See right here in the activity box where it says scripts, and I'm going to get one of my scripts that I've put into Teamzy for you to start a conversation with her. So I'm going to message her on Facebook. I'm going to grab this, the very first one I'm going to grab, connect number 1. Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. Super simple, to the point, and again, the goal is to make her day, have her smile, and maybe just respond and say, hey, it was great to hear from you. So I'm going to click on copy script, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste it in here so I can edit it before I send it. So I'm going to put the right name in. Okay. Personalize it a little bit. Let me move my keyboard so I can see it. Microphone's in the way. I got to do some emoticons. I love emoticons. Lets people know it's a happy message, right? Okay, so now I've got everything that I need. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy this now that I have it just the way I want it, and I'm going to send it to her in Facebook, which I have open in another tab. See how quickly and easy it is to do. There she is. $12 Club, congratulations. That's pretty awesome. See what you see when you look people up? All right. Okay, so look, so I pasted that in, ready to go. Bam, sent, message sent. Took us, and I slowed that down for you guys. I can do it in like 2 seconds, right? You get used to doing this. I do it on my mobile phone too. I'm a little bit slower on my mobile phone because big fingers, but I still get it done. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is just toggle back over to Teamzy and finish logging this. See the big blue button that says log connect? That's how you log a connect. You click on it. So Tirzah's off my list. I've got 1 done, 8 to go. Next up is Jay. I'm gonna click, I'm just gonna use that same script because why not? It's a great one. Why rethink it? Change the name, boom, now it's super fast. In fact, if I use that same script 9 times, I'm gonna be done with my 9 connects in no time. Now, you can see Tirzah's already messaging me back, but I'm not going to respond to her message until I'm done with my power hour because you get distracted. So even though I'm dying to jump in and see what the rest of her message says, I'm just going to stay focused and I'm going to keep doing my power hour until I get all my outgoing messages done, okay? It won't take me that long. So there's Jay's message logged and sent. 2 done, 7 left. And then when I'm done with my outgoing messages, I can go have those conversations, which is awesome. Okay. On the flip side of that, some people will not respond at all. And that's okay. I do not want you to worry about the people who don't respond at all because they're in Teamzy. They're going to come back on your list in 30, 60, 90 days anyways, automatically. You don't need to reach out again. You don't need to set a follow-up. Okay. You guys with me? You will be so busy. If you do Teamzy 5 days in a row, you will be so busy talking to people, you won't be thinking about the people who don't respond. I guarantee it. Some of you will message me and say, what have you done to me, devil boy? I'm so busy talking to people. And that's where I want you to be. I want you to be so busy talking to people about your business, just connecting with people, that it's a little bit overwhelming. But you know what? Most people are overwhelmed with worry. You will be overwhelmed with opportunity. It's a different thing. Successful people aren't any less overwhelmed. They're just overwhelmed with opportunity. There's not enough time to convert all the favor that's showering upon them. Make sense? That can be you in 5 days. So what you'll do is you'll keep going down your list. Melissa, then Julianne, then Evangelia, and we're just going to message these people. Just shoot them out, right? My goal was 9. So when I get to 9, this blue circle will be all the way filled in. Then I'll go to the next list. That means I'm done with prospects for today. Boom, I'm done. I did a good job. I connected with 9 prospects today. Great. I started conversations. Now I'll go to my customers. And I'll start connecting with my customers. First customer on my list is Louie. You connect with customers the same way. Just get in the make someone's day mindset. It's about just being present and having a relationship. Again, I'll go to scripts and I'll get a great script. I love this one. Hi, Jane. Just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. It's my favorite one for customers. Has anyone sent this to a customer that's using Teamzy? Anyone on the call? Okay, try it. Tirzah, you can try it tonight and tell them the feedback. The most common answer is, wow, your message made my day. Isn't that a great feeling? And then there's an opportunity for them to say, oh, well, you know what? Since we're talking, I saw you post about those new Omegas. Should I be trying those? Yeah, you should be trying those. You with me, guys? Okay, so the same thing. We're going to change the name to Louie. Send that over. Send it through Facebook or text or whatever you like to use. I personally like to use Facebook Messenger whenever I can because people respond amazingly well on that. It has the best response rate. I'd say the next best thing would be text messages, right? And then on and on. Some people really love to use Instagram. So if that's an Instagram person, message them on Instagram. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Teamzy logs it all. If you're having coffee with somebody, you can log that too. You put in person, okay? So Teamzy does it all. All right. So we're going to log this the same way with customers. Again, keep going down your list, connecting with customers until you hit today's goal. It's super important to connect with your customers. Super important. First of all, it's the right thing to do as a business owner, right? It's good service. How many of you wish you were better at staying in touch with customers? We all do. The second reason is this. When you're in regular contact with your customers, this is a statistical fact. If you're in regular contact with customers, they order more products and they retain longer. They order more products and they retain longer. Okay? Think about it. Think about it's your anniversary and you took your spouse out to a fabulous, beautiful dinner. Have you guys ever done that? And you go to everything's beautiful. I mean, it's perfect. It's picturesque. The temperature's just right. The volume of the restaurant's just right. Smells amazing. The server comes over and the server is exquisite. You've never had service like this before. They help you through your order. You place your order. You're so excited for your food. Your food comes out. It's perfect. It's gorgeous. And then you never see your server again. They just never ever come back. Right? Some of you are like, dang, is that what I did? You never see them again. And then like 3 hours later, they walk by and go, oh, hi, yeah, here's your bill. Let me ask you something. Would you maybe, if they had been by more often, ordered another glass of wine, maybe had some dessert, maybe spent some more money and improved your experience? You got to be in touch with your customers on a regular basis. You don't need to try to sell them every time you talk to them. You just got to be in touch. Hey, I'm just checking in. How are you? Is there anything I can do for you to make your day? How's the tower garden going? Send me a picture of it. Let me see how it's growing. How's everything going with your Juice Plus capsules? Are you still taking them? Do you feel any different? Have your trips to the bathroom been more productive? You should ask that question as awkward as it is, because they'll say yes, and then you get a win. Okay? Yeah, what the heck? You send a little poopy emoticon in there. How's your smiley poopy? I think Juice Plus actually invented that smiling poop emoticon, just to have to say. All right, before I get too inappropriate, let's keep going. Stay in touch with your customers. They'll order more products. They'll retain longer. That's a simple formula. And it doesn't need to be complicated. Look, I know that you guys have training where you're supposed to, right before they reorder, connect with them every month, whatever. But you don't need to, you can do that without overcomplicating your life. Just put them in, a new customer is 5 stars in Teamzy, so they show up every 30 days. Okay? As soon as you sign the order, put them in Teamzy, 5 stars. They'll show up every 30 days, about 5 days before their product ships. Okay. And then you just connect with them. How's everything going? Just connect with them. After the 4 months is up, you can downgrade them to 4 stars if you like. Talk to them every 60 days. Does this make sense? Don't overthink it. Just keep it simple. Because I know that most of you just need to get consistent. You don't need to get complicated. The last piece on your Power Hour Connects is your team. That's why we named it Teamzy. So you're going to toggle the distributor list. And as you're building your team, you're going to stay in touch with them personally. Not just have a team page, not just have Zoom calls, but personal touches. It makes people's day unbelievably. Okay, and as your team gets big, as you go from 12 club to 30 club and to 100 club, it sounds good, doesn't it? You stay in touch because she's got Teamzy. She's going to stay in touch. Oh my gosh, my leader's 100 club. She texted me today just to see how I was doing. Wow, that's amazing. People will work their tushies off for the relationship. And if you want people to succeed, you have to offer that connection. That's the magic for helping them be successful, is the relationship. Okay. Prospects, customers, distributors. That's the first half of our Power Hour. We're just sending messages. It's super easy, just sending messages. So half the people don't respond. Great. We've eliminated them till they come back onto Teamzy again, naturally. And the people who are responding, now we're having conversations with them. We're catching up. We're asking questions. We're trying to engage them in conversation and see what they've been up to in their lives, right? Just being friendly. Some of those conversations, I'll be honest, will fizzle out quickly. And then you'll go, Eric, I don't know what to do. The conversation fizzled out so fast. That's natural. If you haven't talked to somebody in years, a lot of times it's awkward. People aren't going to want to have a big conversation with you right away. They don't believe yet that you're going to be consistent. So it takes a few touches before they're like ready to open up. That's fine. They might just say, thanks for reaching out. That was so nice of you. Great. We're doing great. Have a great day. You're like, is that it? That's the end of our conversation. That happens. Don't worry about it. But you will have conversations where people engage and where you draw out of them, their update, what's going on in their lives. Okay. And the conversation is your chance to help somebody. The conversation is your chance to help somebody. And I don't mean sell them Juice Plus. I mean, it's just your opportunity to help somebody. Listen, find out what they need. Do they need help with anything? Do they need somebody just a shoulder to cry on today? Do they need someone to pray for them? Do they need a recommendation to a new dentist for their kids? Do they need a book that you know about that would help them? Do they need to be introduced to somebody in your network who can help them? Does this make sense? Whatever it is, listen and find a way to help them. That's how we build those relationships. Now, if they need help with something that you specifically can solve with Juice Plus, those are the gimme conversations. Those are awesome because now we can immediately get to helping them with our business. Does that make sense? But those are rare. You're usually going to have to steer the conversation there on your own. Now, what you're going to do as you're having a conversation, listening for wants and needs and finding a way to help them, find out their update. What have they been up to? What have you been up to? How are things going? Did you have a great holiday? What did you do? Oh, I saw on Facebook that you guys water ski. You've been doing that for a long time. Whatever, just having a conversation with them, finding things out. And then you give them your update. Oh, I know it's been forever since you and I talked, but in the years since we've connected, I actually left my job. I work from home now. Yeah, I found something that changed my life. I lost 60 pounds. I got off medication. I feel unbelievably good. And I found that helping other people do the same thing has become a true passion for me. Just an example. Okay, just an example. Wow, that's great, Eric. Good for you. See, when you share what you do and why you're passionate about it, people will be excited for you. Okay, let me just say that again in case you missed that. When you share what you do and why you're passionate about it, people will be excited for you. Okay? And then it's not just like, oh, and I'm selling Juice Plus. Would you like to buy some? It's like, wow, that's great. Yeah, so I partnered, because I'm so passionate about helping people get healthy, I partnered with Juice Plus. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they are an amazing company, and they've created this incredible product. It's got how many? 36 or 38 studies. A lot of studies. You guys need to know this, not me, right? But my point is, you just let them know. I've been doing this. I've been representing them because they're the best. I aligned with them because they have the best thing. They're getting the best results, and it's been unbelievable. I get to be home with my kids, go on vacation when I want, never miss one of their activities, and at the same time create a life that's worth living. Wow, Eric, that's good for you. That's just how I talk about the business. Maybe you guys should try it that way. Then you just say, Tirzah, would you be interested in learning more about what I do? Would you like some more information on it? And she can say what? Yes or no, right? If she says no, because this great conversation we've had, she's not like, ew, Eric's doing network marketing. She's just going to say, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. That's so cool. It's not really something I'm interested in though, but it was, but thanks. And I'll say, great. Well, you know what? It was great chatting with you and catching up. I really enjoyed our conversation. Could you do me a favor though, Tirzah? If you come across anybody who's struggling with their health or their energy or their mental state or whatever, can you please connect them? Because I'm really passionate about helping as many people as I can. Can you connect them with me? And she's going to say, yeah, I'll keep my eye out for that for you. So I turn my nose into advocate cadets. Does that make sense? I'm planting a seed with them. And if she says, yes, I am intrigued, I would like a little more information. Now I'm going to invite her and log it in Teamzy, and I'm going to start following up with her. Okay? So how do we do this in Teamzy? How do I invite an interested person to something? So I'm talking to Tirzah, we're catching up, we're messaging back and forth. It may take a couple of days to get here in the conversation. Now what I'm going to do is, she's not on my dashboard, so I need to look her up. There's a lookup bar at the top of Teamzy. You've got a great name. No one else spells their name anything like yours, so there's no competition on lookup bars. It's pretty cool. All right, so that brings me to her record in Teamzy, right? There she is. And so right over here on the right-hand side, this is where all her contact information would be, notes I've kept on her, all the record of all of our conversations is right here too. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open the connect box by clicking the big blue connect button. And right here on the left corner, you see where it says invite? I'm gonna click on that. Since now I'm going to talk about my business, I'm going to move it off the connect default and I'm going to share something with her. So let's say I'm going to take her to a business opportunity meeting, okay? An online event. Let's say it's an event. Let's call it an event. So I'm talking to her and I said, well, listen, the great way to learn about our business is my team's doing a virtual event tonight on Facebook. Are you going to be home? You are? Perfect. So are you interested in checking that out? I'll send you the link. You can watch it from home, learn about our business, hear some stories from people who are really making it happen. She says, yeah, that sounds great. Okay, perfect. I'm going to send you the link to that and I'll connect with you tomorrow, Tirzah, and see if you have any questions. She says, great. So I'm logging it in Teamzy. I got the event. I'm just going to put a note here that it was a Facebook Live event. Okay. I'm going to send her that link via Facebook message and then see this little calendar. This is my follow-up. You can set a follow-up for any day in the future. I'm going to set it for tomorrow because I told her I'd connect with her tomorrow, see if she has any questions. So I'm going to set that follow-up. Now when I log this invite connect, the follow-up is set on her record. That actually removes her from my prospects list under connects and puts her on my follow-ups list. The follow-ups list is where I keep all of my people who are interested. Okay? That's like my pipeline of good leads, people I've talked to who are really interested in learning more or buying or purchasing or joining the team. So look, when I go to my follow-ups list tomorrow, you'll see that she's on that list now. Do you guys see that? She's right there. And it's yellow, she's due tomorrow. When it's red, it's due today. When it's green, you have a couple days, you don't need to sweat it. Okay? So tomorrow when I do my power hour, so the first couple weeks you use Teamzy, you may not have follow-ups, you're just connecting, starting conversations, having conversations. But as you find people that are interested and you invite them, you'll start putting them on your follow-ups list. By week 4, in your free trial, your power hour should look like this. About 30 minutes to connect with your prospects, your customers, and your distributors. Then you're going to go to your follow-ups list and work your follow-ups list for 30 minutes. That's your power hour. Here's how to do a follow-up. When Tirzah's due, I'm going to come to her record. I'm going to click on scripts because you know that I put follow-up scripts in here for you. I put 10 of them in order. I'm going to grab a script. Follow-up number 1. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Okay, I'm going to copy that script. Let me get it all set up for her the same exact way we do a regular connect. Okay, it's just a follow-up. Oh man, I'm having trouble. There we go. I'm sure that you've had your name butchered, just not by me today. Oh, look, here she is. We're already messaging. Okay, great. See, look, see how easy see how well that message worked? So I put my follow-up in there. Okay, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Just send the message, boom, go back to Teamzy. We're gonna log that in Teamzy as a follow-up, and now I'm gonna set a new follow-up for next time. Let's say I'll follow up in 2 days, so set my next follow-up and then log it. She stays on my list. She'll be on my list again for Thursday, okay? Thursday, when I'm doing my power hour and I see Tirzah's due, I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna take a quick look at activity, go, oh, I sent her the first follow-up already, great. Let me get my scripts, and I'm gonna get follow-up number 2. Oh wait, I'm not on Tirzah, sorry. Scripts and follow-up number 2. Okay, hi Jane, just make sure you got my email or message. Checking to see if you have any questions. Okay, and then the next time I follow up, it'll be number 3. Don't overthink this. Does this make sense? And that's how you do it in Teamzy. Now I wanna talk to you real quick about following up because this is really key. How am I doing on time? Not too bad. Okay, we need to finish it up, but let me just talk about this real quick. I told you in the beginning that 80% of the leads in our business are wasted, right? They fall through the cracks. Here's what I mean by that. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Okay? If you don't know that, write it down. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Let me just see who typically follows up 10 times with somebody. Well, Tirzah, you're already indoctrinated into Teamzy. So I got one hand, and that's pretty realistic. Look, and I know why you're not doing it. First of all, if you're not using Teamzy, you've got no hope of staying that organized to connect with somebody 10 times over several months. They fall through the cracks naturally, right? You miss it, especially if they're not responding. But I know that most of you don't do it because you're concerned about being annoying. How many of you, that's your issue? You don't want to be annoying. Yeah. That's normal. So first off, I'm going to teach you how to do it without being annoying right now. Okay? Cool? People will thank you for it. They will love it. But first off, you need to have a mindset shift. Here's the thing you need to understand. Let me just see hands. Who here really believes Juice Plus can change lives? Everybody. Oh, well, that's good. Because I would pick you out of the crowd and go, you're fired. You don't like it. And I'm just kidding. How many of you believe you personally, and not only just the products, but the compensation plan, the community, everything, like getting people involved, it could be, yeah. Here's what I want you to understand. The average person, it takes 7 to 10 follow-ups for somebody to purchase something. This is another way to put that. 80% of the people you could help, you will not help if you don't follow up more. Okay, 80% of the people you could help, you will not help if you don't follow up more. This is why I always say following up is an act of love. If you're here because you love people and you want to help them, you have to follow up. That's how you love someone. Love is not a feeling, it's an action. Okay, love is not a feeling, it's an action. That's how you love people, you follow up. Not following up, by the way, communicates, I don't care about you. How many of you, that's the message you were hoping to send by trying not to be annoying? Of course not. But that's the message you sent inadvertently. Following up is an act of love. Now, I'm going to teach you how to do it without being annoying. You ready? Simple. Number 1, never ask someone to do anything when you follow up with them. Don't ask them to do anything. You don't need to give them a call to action. They already know that you've already given them a call to action. You're following up on that. Don't ask them to call you back or even respond to your message. They don't even need to respond to your message. Don't ask them to do anything because that's annoying. Number 2, your message it needs to be messaged. It has to be written out where they can read it. Okay? They have to be able to read your message. They can't listen or watch your message. They have to read your message. And it has to be short. It has to be short enough they can see the entire message on their phone without opening it. This is key. Did you guys see the couple of scripts that I showed you for follow-ups? They were like that, right? They were short and sweet and real positive. They didn't ask them to do anything. They kept the onus on me to follow up. I'm going to keep following up with you. I'm going to be the one to be here to help you. I'm the one that's going to serve you. You don't need to worry about it. But I'm here when you're ready. Okay? Why does it have to be short, sweet, and messaged? Here's why. The message comes through at the worst time. It always does. Right? But even though I've got a 2-year-old crawling up one leg and another one setting the dog on fire, I still want to look at my phone for a split second and see what the message was. It's just like a desire. How many of you are like that? You still want to know what it says, even though there's no way you're going to open it right now and try to respond to it. So I want to go, and see it. And our brain can read 2 or 3 sentences in an instantaneously. And we know what the message said. And it's like, oh yeah, that's a nice message from Eric. I remember how excited I was about the Juice Plus business. But I can't answer him right now, obviously, because the dog is throwing up on the baby and whatever else is happening right now. I'm driving my car, making dinner, whatever is happening. It's always the time where they can't do anything, but you want them to see your message. So follow those 2 rules. Don't ask them to do anything. So they go, oh, now I got to call them back. And and keep it short, sweet, and written so they can see the whole message. Here's what I want you to understand. Most people will not respond at all to the first 5 or 6 messages. And you are creating in your mind all these reasons that don't exist. They're not interested. They have no money. Their husband's a jerk. It's the recession. I can't believe it. The president's a jerk, so they don't like him, and that's why they're not calling me. I don't know. You make stuff up. The truth is it's the simple things. They're busy. They've got stuff happening. They don't feel like they can respond right now. They're not opening your message because that sends you the signal that they're going to respond. They don't want to do that, right? And maybe joining Juice Plus or getting Juice Plus is something they want to do, but it's like number 10 on their list right now, okay? You just need to be present. What will happen is if you just keep you stay in touch, you keep connecting with them, you keep touching them in this way, they will thank you. They will, about 6 messages in, long after most people give up, they will say, I'm so sorry I haven't responded to your messages. Thank you, thank you, thank you for following up. I really appreciate your level of care. You will get these messages. And you will say, I just wanted you to know I meant when I said, I want to help you. I'm excited about the goals we set together. And are you ready to get started? Okay? This makes sense? And so the way you do it in Teamzy, it's very simple. It's a system. Every day, Teamzy presents you with some lists of people to connect to. Send them a message. Do your best to engage them in conversation. By the way, you'll get better at that as time goes on. Okay? And for those of you who need additional training on that, I'll mention during Q&A in a minute my boot camp that I do every quarter, which is open right now for registration, for those of you who want additional training on that. Do your best to have conversations with them and then put people who are interested on your follow-ups list and follow up like a pro. Every day you come in, you prospect, connect with people, do your follow-ups. It's that simple. And people will convert every month consistently. You will be generating interest. You will be creating new invites. You will follow up and you will convert month over month over month over month. It's so much fun. So when Tirzah is this easy? You guys see how easy this is to follow? Okay. Now when Tirzah joins my team, here's how I'm going to finish her. I shouldn't say finish her off, but here's how I'm going to move her over in my Teamzy. I'm going to look her up again. This time I'm going to click on sale. Okay. If she comes in as a distributor, I'm going to click application fee. I'm going to save that so Teamzy knows there was a sale. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a tag in for the products that she ordered. Okay? So I have tags so I know what she's using. Make sense? And you may have more tags. You may have less tags. Doesn't matter. And now what I'll do is where it says member type, instead of prospect, I'm going to move her to distributor just by clicking on it, personally sponsored. Now it's going to move her over to my team. She'll be listed under team instead of distributors instead of prospects, okay? I can set a new follow-up or I can dismiss this follow-up now and just let her go into my flow. So that's how you do the whole process of starting conversations, having conversations, inviting people to something and following up like a pro, and then moving them to your team. Now I'll continue with Tirzah. I'll continue on the on the distributor list, we'll continue building the relationship as we go. Okay, cool. Okay, questions? Do you guys have questions? If you do, feel free to unmute and ask away.
I have a question.
Hi.
I was a Teamzy. I did it a long time ago, and then I just rejoined. So all of my customers from like 6 months ago, you know, from 6 months to now, I have to somehow, can I re-input them, or how does that work? Every time you get a sale, you have to manually enter it into Teamzy, or can you explain that?
Yeah, so what you're gonna do is you'll go to the back office and get your customer report again and import it to Teamzy. Teamzy will only add the new people. So all the people that were already in there are already in there. So it won't duplicate those, but it'll bring the new people in. Okay. So
okay, great.
Once you've put everybody from your back office into Teamzy, everybody else you know is in prospects, right? So now as a prospect converts to a customer, they're already in Teamzy. What you will do though is move them over, like I just showed you, I moved Tirzah over to a different category when she purchased. And you may acquire contact information, which you'll add to their Teamzy record as you get it. A lot of times, you know, people, if you know somebody on Facebook, you don't have any contact information. All you have is their name, right? But what's beautiful about Facebook, why I love it so much, is all I have is their name, but I can message them. I can send them a voice message. I can send them a video. I can call them on my phone. I can, and they open their windows so I can peek into their life, peek through the windows of their life and know what's going on with them. It's pretty cool. It's better than having a phone number, but you'll get that contact information. You'll put that in their Teamzy record. Does that make sense? So if you're coming back, welcome back. The cool thing that happened since you were gone too, are you Juice Plus too? I think most people on the call are. I think Tirzah said there might be a couple people who aren't. Is that it's cheaper now? Better price?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Juice Plus Corporate. So that's cool. So yeah, you can pick up right where you left off, put the new people in. Same thing with your Facebook friends, re-import them, and it'll only bring the new people in. Okay? So just go through the whole process again. Bring your team in, bring your customers in, then bring your Facebook friends in, and it'll update all those lists. Then as you're going and you're meeting new people, let's say you're meeting people on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you're meeting people, the way you add them to Teamzy as you get somebody new is super easy. There's a big button at the top that says add contact. See that?
Mm-hmm.
So you just put someone in there like that. I don't know your last name, so you're just but see how easy it is to add somebody? And then if I have any more contact information, I can just add it right here. Just type it right in there. So that's the easiest thing. Also, this is how you do lists too. If you have like your Facebook list, you click that same button, but then you click down here where it says bulk, and it takes you to that page. Okay.
Oh, that seems easy.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Now, again, if you run into trouble, just click the help and ask us for help, and the team will help you. But you do get rewarded. See, when I added you to my list, you see how I got an ad? There is something to filling those circles, and you will, after a while, maybe get addicted to getting that feedback. So you'll be looking for people to add. So if you have somebody you forgot, you're like, oh, my cousin Mabel, I need to add her team so I can get my 3 ads today. So you will get excited about adding people. But if you do fall behind, typically I would fall behind several days, sometimes not adding people. So I would go to Facebook and look at recently added friends and get them on to Teamzy. Or again, if you go like a month, you fall behind, you can pull your whole export from Facebook and just import it, and it will catch up those people. Okay, hope that helps. Does anyone else have a question?
Eric, what would you recommend to people? My personal mojo has been taking Sundays off, just kind of in general. What would you recommend for those watching? Like, how many days a week would you recommend them logging their Teamzy?
Teamzy is based on a 5-day work week. So you can take 2 days off and be 100% on track with Teamzy, okay? And it's based on a 250-day year. So I don't know, somebody else can do the math, but that's all your weekends off and a vacation. Okay?
Awesome.
So you've got 250-day year. So when it says your annual, what you're gonna have to do in a year, it's based on 250 days. Why is this important? Because some of you are wired a little tight, and I don't mean that in a bad way, you just are. So you miss a day and you feel like you have to double it up tomorrow. I just want you to just do today's. Okay, just do today's. Now, of course, if you had a follow-up due yesterday and it's today, you should do it, right? But just as far as connects go, just do today's. It's like working out. If you worked out 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week for an entire year, what kind of shape would you be in? Okay, great. All of you think that you would be in great shape. I know, it was on the inside. But now, let's say you're trying to work out 5 days a week and you don't work out at all this week. So on Saturday, you decide to work out for 3 straight hours to catch up. What kind of shape are you going to be in? Right? So just do today's. Just get back on the horse when you fall off. Don't overwhelm yourself. What you want to do is get in the habit of just being able to do a little bit at a time consistently, and you will build so much momentum. The other thing that will happen, and I'll just tell you guys the story. I dreamt of having something like Teamzy when I started my business. I saw it on a napkin. Well, it wasn't a napkin, but it was like on a placemat like on a placemat. I had it visualized on a placemat at Panera Bread. You can see like the beginnings of Teamzy here. Like this is me trying to make sense of it. And then I got the original design sketches. I had a designer with me. Let's see if I have one of these sketches. Anyways, you get the idea. I dreamt of it. When I had the first version of it, I mean, it was ugly. It wasn't like what you have, but I was able to put that Facebook list into Teamzy and have it in a list prioritized. I was so excited. I went and I messaged. I got into back then I was in a shed. Some of you know the story. I had a small house and no office, so I got a shed from Home Depot in my backyard. I drilled a hole in the wall, put an extension cord through the shed, and I started building my business. That was 3 years ago, by the way. Yeah, seriously. And I would get out there. I got out there. I had my list loaded, and I connected with 43 people. I just kept going. 43 people. Oh my gosh, how have you been? It's been forever. It's been forever. I sent out 43 people. I was out there for like maybe an hour, and then I came into the house. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is so amazing! I just did the very first version of this. This system is going to be so great." Well, 24 people responded. That was a busy day. I was trying to juggle 24 conversations in one day. And by the way, I ended up having a ridiculous month. I had signed like 4 distributors and 3 or 4, I don't know. I used to be with Beachbody, so they calculate points. You got like 2 points every time you got a recurring order, or 2 points when you got a distributor. And I ended up having like 39 points that month. And not that you should expect those results on day one. You have to understand that I've been working relationship marketing in some level my entire career. So I'd already built trust with my relationships, right? This was me cashing in on that trust right away, but it was crazy. So I don't recommend that you catch up and do like 3, Jana, when you jump in there, like don't mess with 60 people on the first day.
Yeah.
It's too much.
It's a very, very, very good analogy. I will never forget that. Yeah, that's awesome. I saw Mariella and Rhonda had questions, and we're all on the East Coast, so it's almost 10 o'clock our time, so half of these people are falling asleep, only because we've had long days. I could sit and listen to you for hours. But Mariella, give us your question real quick, girl.
Okay.
It's very quick. Just teamzy.com/ where else for the month trial month?
Teamzy.com/JP.
Okay, thank you.
Sure thing.
I'll put it in the chat box for you.
Okay.
Yep, Teamzy.com/JP.
How about you, Rhonda?
Yes, hi there. And maybe I logged into the wrong trial, because my question was going to be if the scripts and the follow-up with the tags are part of the Juice Plus infrastructure and trial.
Yes, they are in there in trial time.
Okay, yep. So if I've signed up, I didn't put the /JP. Do I go in and create a second account? Or
no, if you went to regular Teamzy.com, but you selected Juice Plus from the drop-down.
I did.
You're fine. That's the same thing.
Okay, and then after the 30-day trial, all of the contacts and notes and activity will transfer right on over into the same account with the subscription?
Yeah, it's basically the same account. The subscription continues your access to it.
Okay, great. And one last question. When you're logging the sale, Is there a connectivity to the documentation or the steps for follow-up and what's needed next to complete that process?
No, not yet.
Okay. That's a long-term goal.
I mean, as we grow in our relationship with Juice Plus Corporate, I hope that we can integrate more seamlessly into the back office and to everything that you guys are doing. So right now, we're not integrated at all. We have an agreement that they like us and they want you to use us. And they've gotten you guys the discount, but that's where we're at now. So we're hoping that we can be part of the new back office and it'll all be seamless for you.
That is our big dream, Eric. We're just going to keep praying for that. Gwen, you have a question.
Yeah, I have. I've been with Teamzy since last April, but I'm just doing the boot camp, and I hope no one does what I've done. But I've got probably 127 follow-ups in my follow-up list, and Eric, I didn't realize that when I put people in my follow-up list that they are taken out of the prospects list and put in follow-up. But I've been following up with people, but I haven't been, I'll go to in the search, I'll put in their name, someone that I needed to follow up with. I'll put in their name, I'll follow up with them, and they're still in the follow-up. I've done it, but I haven't taken them out. And I was wondering, is there a quick way for me to take all those back and put them in the prospect? Or do the only way I do it is, well, you tell me.
There's a couple ways you can do it. Well, first off, if you log a connect in Teamzy with them, it clears the follow-up. But the way you clear your follow-ups, let me show you a couple ways real quick.
Okay.
It's super easy. So first off, if I'm here on the dashboard and I go to my follow-ups, I can't clear it from here because we want you to actually do them. Right? So this is there's not that many functions on the dashboard because we want you to be focused. But if you jump over to the team page, you'll see where it says follow-ups, click on upcoming. This shows you your whole follow-ups list. So this is where your whole list, Gwen, of 175 people will be. And when you click on one, over on the right-hand side is the date. You can just switch that to none, and that takes them off the list. Okay. Now, if you want to get rid of, so that way you can go through and get rid of some of them that you don't need there. Now, if you want to get rid of your whole follow-ups list and start fresh, what you do is you go to the team page, you click on tools right here where it says tools. You see that? And then you click on follow-up contacts. And this gives you a tool where you can remove you can remove a few by clicking them, or you can remove all by clicking this remove all follow-ups button. Okay, when I click that, it clears my entire follow-ups list and you'll have 0. We built that. I built that tool reluctantly because people have put, they didn't realize they didn't have to set follow-ups, that Teamzy kept people cycling. And people would have people that weren't real follow-ups on the follow-ups list. They should just be connects. Does that make sense? So your follow-ups list is really for the people who are interested that you're following up with. The only other time I would put people on follow-ups is if you say wanted to make sure you talk to them tomorrow, because they're not going to come up naturally tomorrow. You meet somebody in the grocery store, you want to connect with them tomorrow, put them on your follow-ups list. But the idea is that you're going to constantly go through there and keep working and clearing that list. Make sense?
That is very, very helpful. Lisa.
So in response to that, I'm like Gwen, I have 83, so she's still beat me. But so when I do an invite, if I'm inviting to an event, say I do 30 invites in a day, which I'll do, here's a note. But they all end up, if I click invite in Teamzy, the default is already 2 days. So I've set myself up for 30 follow-ups 2 days from now on Thursday.
Yep.
So is there a way to set my default so that my default is always none, and then I can set it? If they say, yeah, sure, I'd love to come, what are the details? Does it make sense?
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. There is not a way to do that. So it used to not set a follow-up. And then I asked them to put one in because people were inviting and then never following up. So I asked them to just make a follow-up so that it's like, oh yeah, I invited somebody to something. Now, what you can do is as you're setting that, if you don't want to follow up, you can set it to none each time as you go. It's going to be one more step, but I didn't want anyone to miss those invite follow-ups. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I almost always change it from 2 days to something else anyways, but it's there at least as a safety net, if that makes sense. Now, one thing that you can do, Lisa, with an event, if you're inviting like bulk people to an event and it's not, one thing that you can do, which is very helpful, is you create a tag for that event. And like say the date, let's say it's a salad party, right? And there's a date.
Right. Yeah.
So SP April 27th, 2019. So you create a tag, and then everybody that you invite, you tag with that tag. Because when you go to the team page and you click on tags, it gives you that list. It gives you that list. So you don't even have to put those people on your follow-ups list. You can just have a tag, and then you go a couple days a week, you go hit that event tag, and you message everybody on your list again.
So where do I find that?
You're like, wow, this is pretty cool. Okay, so let me show you.
Changed my life. Oh, I see it. Create new tag.
So you can see, am I sharing my screen? It would probably help if I shared my screen. I'm trying to show you stuff I'm looking at.
If you can, that'd be great.
Okay, so here's on the team page. So you can see on the left are all the tags that I've made.
Oh my God.
Okay, so any one of these tags, if you click on it, it gives you everyone that has that tag as a list. So if I went in and I found, Tirzah is going to be my guinea pig today.
Yeah.
So let's say I have an event coming and it's, what do we say? S party 4/21/19. So that's my tag for that party. Okay. So now I have a tag over here. So everybody I tag with that'll be my party list. And I can just come in. So for events, that's the way I like to do an event. When I did my Beachbody, it was the same thing. I had groups. I had a group that I created every month that was specific. So I would invite people to that group. And then instead of like my normal follow-ups was just like, those are specific to somebody saying, yeah, I want to join the team or whatever. Right. I would come in and click this, and then I would just work this list real quick and send a message to every single person on that list, reminding them of the upcoming event, seeing if they're interested, whatever. And then you might have a tag. You might start removing the tag, or you create a tag that, like the attended people. They might have a separate tag. So then you add the attended people. These are the people who attended. These are the people who didn't attend. So you can use tags like that. There's a training on how to use tags in Teamzy Help Center.
Okay, I'll look for it.
That leverages different ways to use tags, but that's a good way to use the tags so you can create little different action plans outside your normal Teamzy Power Hour.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is mind-blowing.
That's huge.
Right there.
Oh
There's so many things. It's so capable. You know, I only have so much time with you guys tonight. I just need to show you how to do a power hour. If you guys could just get consistent doing those power hours, your business you'll be busy. You will find that you are really busy. I give people a 5-day challenge where I challenge them to do it for 5 days in a row, 20 people a day for 5 days in a row. Send 20 messages a day for 5 days in a row. It will blow your mind that you can create that much momentum in such short a time.
Well, and let me just give this last little plug, you guys, and then we'll let you wrap it up if you have anything you want to say. Eric, does anyone have like some burning crazy thing you want to say? But we're going to let you guys go. I think we'll just get you off here in a couple minutes. Let me just tell you this. So I started Teamzy. I think Lisa and I started around the same time. It was in late fall. And, you know, there's a couple things that I attribute this to, but the big thing that I attribute to, number one, was we engaged in some hardcore personal development. If you don't develop yourself as a person in network marketing, it's very difficult to progress, right? But the second big piece of that is consistency. And there was someone on our team recently, and I just looked at her and I said, are you proud of what you do every day? And she immediately said no. And so I would love for you guys to get to the place where you could say, if I said to you, are you proud of what you did today? That your immediate response is yes, I did my power hour. And sometimes like Lisa Menace will be like, I did my power 20 minutes because I was on fire, you know, like it doesn't necessarily have to be an hour if you've had an extra cup of coffee that day, you know, like sometimes you're really, you know, efficient and that's fine. But it's not so much how much you do, but that you touch it every single day. And so for us, it has been an accountability group. If you are in Team Joy, you know that we have an accountability group. We take a screenshot of our completed dashboard. And sometimes, I love this, we have someone in the team that'll send it if it's 42%. Because she's like, look, I touched it 42%. It's better than 0%, people. Yeah. So I'm just going to show you really fast. We call it Active April. And this is the last couple things on there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a little screenshot of our Teamzy. And if you scroll through it, you'll see lots of little screenshots of people's Teamzy. I love this chat because it shows that we are staying consistent and that we're staying active and that we're touching our business. Whether you do a little or a lot, it's still a blessing. It's still a life touched. So if you are not participating in Teamzy, I want to encourage you to at least do the 30-day trial, but I'm going to challenge you in something. Do not sign up for the 30-day trial unless you're going to do it. Don't waste that gift that Eric is giving you. Don't waste it. I know a lot of people that have signed up for it, and on day 29, they're like, oh, I did it. I'm like, you wasted it. So don't do it unless you're going to commit to say, you know what, I'm going to do this for 30 days and see what happens. The fun story for those of you that aren't on Team Joy, in the last 3 months, our team has grown almost 7,000 on our pay line. And I owe a lot of it to the fact that there's a huge chunk of us touching our business every single day and a lot of us using Teamzy. So Eric, I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart for creating Teamzy. Thank you. Our lives are so blessed because of it. And we know that you're just going to keep making it better and better. And we will all commit to pray every day that Juice Plus will integrate Teamzy into our back office to make it easier. We'll start passing around some petitions. But do you have anything, closing comments for us, friend?
One more tip I will give you is get an accountability partner for your free trial. Ask somebody, look around and say, let's do this together, hold each other accountable so that we don't, as Tirzah said, waste it, get the most out of it and get some results. We designed Teamzy so you could get paid your first month using it. So if you are in the situation where you have no money and you're new and you don't have a lot going on in your business, you really can get in there this month, in the next 30 days, and create some momentum and get paid. Okay, and that's what we want for you, because I know that if you can just get that first check, you're going to be excited. And that excitement will carry you through, and there's a lot of people you'll be able to help because of it. So thank you for having me tonight. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you. I hope you guys have a great night. We'll welcome you with open arms into our Teamzy family. God bless you, and I'll talk to you all soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Eric.
Bye, everyone.